Okay, now I'm ready. Okay, we are going to work with these Conte sketching crayons. These are very, very nice. And there are 4 different colors of the Conte crayons. And we're going to make a value scale using these 4 colors. Now, notice that some of them are broken, and they need to be broken. You need to use some of them on the side. And notice that the little foam pieces in there, they're all neatly placed in there. I expect them to look just like this when they get turned back in. Do not lose a little piece of this. This is really, really nice Conte crayon. It's expensive supplies, and we need to take care of those. So when you're done, you turn them in the box. Team captains, please have everyone show you their box, neatly put back into place before you collect those at your table. Okay, so today you're going to get a piece of paper, and you should have a piece of paper on your desk now. I want you to feel that paper. And notice that it's different from typing paper. It has a bit of a tooth. A tooth means the roughness or smoothness of a piece of paper. So you want to have a little bit of tooth when you're using these types of materials because it grabs on to this material and it's easier to work with. Working on a smooth surface with this wouldn't be as easy. So I need for you to write your first and last name at the bottom of this paper. Put it horizontal like this. Okay, then you're going to make 2 different things here. On the bottom, you're going to make a value scale. And the value scale you're going to shade in with these Conte crayons. The left-hand side, we're going to make that white, low key value. And the right-hand side, we're going to make that dark, high key value. Like that. Okay. Now, we have 4 colors here, and actually white is not really a color. But we can make more than 4 different values out of that. So, we're going to divide that in half once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. That didn't really make sense, did it? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to make 8 spaces. Make 8 spaces. Make 8 spaces. Okay? That should be the bottom half. And then at the top, I want you to make 3 circles. Okay? Try to make them as circular as possible. Remember, I am using a Sharpie marker so that you can see well, but you should be using a pencil. I never want you to be using a pen on these types of projects. Only if we're just taking down notes or something that doesn't really need to be erased. But when we're drawing, I want you to use a pencil. Okay, you ready? You ready? You ready? Okay, 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 okay. We're going to start with our value scale. And I'm going to get my values out. I'm just going to take out the pieces that are broken. I don't really need the whole stick right now. This dark brown is darker than this red-orange brown, and then my black. Now, if yours is not broken, you need to break it. As much as I love these Conte crayons and I really don't want them broken, it's kind of ridiculous. You need to break them. Alright, my first space, I'm going to make that white. And go ahead and watch first, and then come back and do your own. I'm going to play the video again. The right-hand space, that's going to be black. Now, something I like to use, you can use your finger. I can also pass out some tissue paper. I like the tissue paper. Really, you shouldn't really use your finger, even though I like fingers. My last name is Finger. I like fingers. I use my fingers all the time. The reason you shouldn't use your fingers to blend with is because you have oil on your hands, and when the oil gets on the paper, then it kind of makes a little buildup of oil, and it doesn't smooth things out well. So really, paper towel is the way to go. Okay, then the next space I'm going to put in this dark brown, and notice I'm using it on the side so you get a nice value, and a little bit of black. And I want to smooth that all in there. Then I think I need more brown in that one. And maybe even a little bit more black. Yep. And then the next one, I can make that one brown. I'm not going to put any black in that one. I have a little bit of black already on my finger. If that gets in there, that's okay. So none of these spaces can be the same value. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to lay my white. I've already got my white in the first space. That one's going to be white, not putting anything else on there. White, 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 white. High key value. Then I'm going to lay down my white in the next space, and I'm going to use a little bit of this red orange over the top of it. And then either a clean finger or a clean part of your tissue paper. And I think I could get that just a little bit more smooth, a little bit more lighter value by adding that on top. Okay, try not to blow dust at your neighbor. They probably won't appreciate that. Okay, and then a little bit of white on the third space here. A little bit more of this brown. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, fourth space. If it helps you to number it, that's fine. You know what? Let me go ahead and number this for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they all had fun at the Ladybug Picnic. One of my favorite Sesame Street memories. Okay, I'm going to go in there really well. Now all of this chalk, I can still use that to blend in some of my white spots. Now this white, this is really important because your skull is white. A skull is white with the darker values where the light is wrapping around it. So most of what you're doing is going to be very subtle, more like this one right here, a little bit of that. Then here I'm going to mix these two colors. I'm going to start with my lightest color. Darker colors dominate so quickly that it's easier to start with your lighter color first and blend your darker color over the top of it. And then blend it with my finger. I'm going to blend it with that finger. Now I don't want it to be the same shade as these two. So I want to make sure that I really get it darker than this and lighter than that. Alright, good. Now at the end of class, when we finish, we're not going to worry about these. These are practice pieces, but on our skulls, you need to spray this down with an adhesive, or with a fixative. Pardon me. Not an adhesive, a fixative. A fixative, when you spray a fixative on, it keeps that chalk from coming off. So that's a fixative. Alright, go ahead and finish your value scale.